Coronado since '85. Is that right? No.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah.
And then when you met Judith in Coronado in '93, you had been here some years already.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Not all in. I sort of had been out and back.
Okay. Anyway, she was very impressed with you and Lita, and somehow, I don't know if it was her idea or your idea to do the down in the heels version of our of food, because at that time we had a woman named Eleanor Widmer who, she went to different kinds of restaurants, but she always fashioned herself as a fan of fine dining, and that's why her job as a restaurant critic was quite different from the way yours was fashioned and turned out to be, I would say.
Yes, I loved the idea of this, and I think this is Judith who, tuned it.
She wanted us to have a real alternative,
yes,
restaurant column, and maybe it was hers the phrase "tin fork."
Yes, she she made up the name, the pseudonym that I took, and the name of the.
So the takeoff on Golden Spoon would be the tin fork. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And I went back and looked and found what I thought was the first one, which was Mariachi Plaza. Does that sound right? I found it in late January '94.
Oh.
That seemed to be the first tin fork I could find. Now, it was hard to find because that era of the Reader and those tin forks are not online. I had to go back and look at the print versions and scroll around. And at that point, it was in the very back of the Reader. It was back in the middle of Classifieds, which was kind of okay because Classifieds was a hotter spot than it is now.
Yes, it was a very hot spot, wasn't it? So
does that sound familiar? That Mariachi Plaza restaurant? I mean, I thought, wow.
Actually, it doesn't.
Well, it's been a long time.
It has, but
it's been 30 years. Right?
The first one that I remember is this place which was up in the far reaches of El Cajon Boulevard, I think it was. Oh no, it was Normal Heights, and it was this chap and his son. Who would just all they had was bread and butter and cheese and an iron.
What? They made grilled cheese sandwiches.
Grilled cheese sandwiches. Ironed away and made some pretty delicious sandwiches. Wow. So that's that kind of kickstarted it for me. I thought.
Okay, well, I've got to go back and try to find that. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
And it's a little hard to know exactly how to proceed as we go through the tin forks of the last 30 years. But I'll try to start off by asking you. That's the first one of your memory.
Yeah.
And so, one question: Did the job change for you, and did the restaurants change for you over the 30 years, or did you just go from place to place to place, and you haven't noticed much of the change? I mean, of course, restaurants cost more now. You couldn't get a grilled cheese sandwich for whatever it was, $1 or whatever.
Probably, it was probably $1 or less.
Yeah.
I mean, they have cost-wise, but the amazing thing for me is that there's still unbelievable bargains out there. Even though as soon as a thing succeeds and multiplies, then it tends to, everything goes up. But no, there are some, I regard them, and what I liked about the idea was that these often, they're either old family who've been doing it since 1940 or they're people who've just arrived. And either way, they're impervious to change and so I sort of start to see them as sort of cultural ambassadors. That they came straight from Ethiopia or something, and the food that they got was not tampered down. As soon as you get a sort of exotic dish in Mr. A's or something, it's been so watered down, and so there's nothing weird. But there, it's the kind of the real thing. And
I was struck. I'm struck by what you say, because this week, Ian Anderson on what he calls his feast blog has the Chula Vista branch of is it Los Alumidores?
Oh, yes, yes.
The Taco Alley in Tijuana that was very authentic. It's still
Yes,
there.
yes.
It's by the son or the nephew of the proprietors there in Tijuana who started a food court now based on the same idea. And I thought, oh,